And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father.
It's just you and me.
Hall of Heat once again.
It's been a while.
Oh man. How you been, bro?
Bruh. Do you want the truth or do you want me to just say I'm fine?
I always want the truth.
Yo, nigga. How you got the ups and the downs? Yo, I'm in the downs, yo. But we
Mm,
here. It's nothing I ain't never experienced before. It's just sometimes when shit is down, it's down.
yeah, I know. You know what's funny? One of my favorite Snoop Dogg songs is called Ups and Downs. And I don't know, for some reason that song kind of like, usually when I feel like the downs, I usually play that song and gets me through the day, even though it's just like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say they don't really talk about nothing, but I just like him singing in chorus. I don't know, for some reason that makes me feel better. That makes sense.
Nah, you know what song I play when I get downs a lot?
Hmm.
Fucking Keep Looking by Sade.
Oh, that's a good song.
Nigga. It's just that fucking beat. That's one of the greatest beats I ever heard in a song. The production on that song goes so crazy.
Oh man, yeah, that is a great song. That is. Oh man, so I don't think we have a lot to get through because there wasn't a lot this week, but we'll get to the stuff you sent me. But first, are we getting a? We talk about wrestling. Are we getting the crossover that we deserve? Are we?
Bro, bruh, because it's like when I started watching TNA, it was around 2006, right? So I've been watching TNA a long motherfucking time. And, bruh, when I was watching TNA, that was when Christian was at. Because I was wondering, yo, where the fuck is Christian? I had never seen Christian until I was watching TNA. Then Jeff Hardy, fucking Kurt Angle, like all these niggas. And I'm like, this is where they've been at. So I remember seeing Team 3D. I was like, bro, the Dudleys was here this whole time. Like, it was literally like, a whole new world. And now that these niggas are fucking going over to WWE now, because, it happened in the Royal Rumble, but it was like, I feel like they only did that because Becky James is like cool with them. So it was like, oh, whatever. But it was still cool. Like, that first time, I was like, oh, yes, this is what we've been waiting for. Like, this is what we've been fucking waiting for the longest. Like, if you remember, I always bring it up, my AJ Styles reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, God, bruh.
You marked out so bad you turned your computer off.
Oh, my God, yo. Because I fucking, nigga, this is what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a wrestling fan, this is what you want right here. You want all them niggas to fucking cross over. You want all them, like, if you really trying to see who the motherfucking best is, let's see who the motherfucking best is. You know? And for a long time, WWE has always kind of been that forbidden door. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, they ain't do shit with nobody unless they bought you and left you to die. But shout out to ECW. But I, bruh, when she came out and then you saw both them championships in the fucking ring, I was like, yes, this is what we've been fucking waiting for. And I'm also glad it's NXT because for the longest time, and I think you even heard me saying this, NXT and TNA has the best fucking women's divisions out of
Yep.
all of them. So I mean, like the main roster is cool too, but it's the main roster. You know what I'm saying? But like the NXT women, like bro, ever since the Sasha Banks era, they've been throwing down. They've been throwing down. So it's like the NXT always had a superior women's division. But
So,
yeah, that's all I have to say. That shit, man,
yeah.
I marked out.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Sasha, now one, aka Mercedes Monet, CEO. She won the women's championship, and also there's been. She also said that she was the greatest female wrestler ever, and that actually like made people. kind of like look her side eye ways. So, you as a big Mercedes Monet fan, how do you feel about what she said about her being the best female wrestler of all time, or the
I
greatest
got no
female wrestler?
comment. She said what she had to say. What do I got to repeat it for?
She said what she said.
She said what she said. What else is there to say? She the best. She the best. Boom. Next topic.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say this because for some reason a lot of marks don't like the fact that she said that, and I know Father's not gonna say it, but he told me this before, and we had this conversation before. She kind of like got a resume to prove that, and
Yep.
I second that. Also, if anybody can, and as someone that comes from the rap community or anybody, you always want to feel like you're the best at something. You always want to feel like you're the best, and like if especially if you could back it up. So,
You want to know
what is
what
she
it is,
supposed to
right?
say?
You want to know what it is? You know
What?
when, bruh, it's the same shit Serena Williams went through. It's the same shit Gabby Douglas went through. It's the same shit Floyd Mayweather went through. For some reason, when it comes to black people, feeling themselves because of their craft and their lengthy resume of excellence, people get upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're a woman, bruh. If you're a woman, nigga, you better humble yourself. That's what they want. They don't want no woman. They don't want no black woman up there saying that she's the best. That's not part of the agenda. But fuck,
And it's
we need.
always for some reason is it's always Mercedes Monet. I remember when she was like she didn't like when people come up to her randomly and ask for an autograph, and I'm like, yeah, that's annoying. It's like I understand they're fans and they come to see you, but she's still a woman. You can't just have any
A
randomly
married woman at that.
a married woman, and yet you can't be just having random people. I don't understand she's famous, but you can't just be randomly popping up to you and then just yo, can I get an autograph and all that other stuff? It's just like yo, not even in my. It's probably not even in my Sasha Banks mode. It's just like I'm just trying to chill and shit. I get that. That's why every time I see a celebrity, I don't like walk up to them. I just kind of like if we see each other, I'll at least nod and then go about my business. But most of the time, it's just like, yo, they probably with family. Let them be with family.
Or they're just human beings. Like,
That
bruh,
too.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking pressed. Like, I really am the type. I really am that type of nigga. Like, uh, the only exception was Xavier Woods because I needed to challenge him in Street Fighter. We was going to play something. I was leaving with something. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I made sure that it was not on no creep shit. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, hey, damn, like it's pretty cool that you're right here. I watch you on my TV. Like I saw you when you was in TNA. You was called Consequences Creed. I remember that shit. I've been watching him for a long fucking time. So it was just cool to be in his presence. I wish Kofi was there. If Kofi was there, bruh, he would have been
That
my
whole,
best friend. I promise you.
your whole Ghanaian side would have just lost
Nigga,
it.
we share the same birthday. Me and Kofi Kingston have the same birthday. That is my literal twin. You know what I'm saying? So why not? Like, bro, it was fake.
Yeah.
Like, if we meet, we're gonna be best friends. I already know it.
Oh man. All right. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
I still need that run back Xavier Woods. I haven't forgotten.
Magic
He
pixels, man.
magic, he magic pixeled me.
Oh man. Also, let's talk about what you sent me earlier, and I was like, I meant to say it's on the list, but I figured you knew that already. But I wanted to talk about it too. There was a woman in a wheelchair that got her finally got a nursing job, and I was like, "What did you wanted
After
to speak on?"
how many did it say? It's 70 something interviews.
Yeah, 70 something.
Now, Ray, let me ask you a question. Right? Do you think you can handle 70 something interviews in a row?
No,
So
after a while, I'm gonna be like, "Yo, you know what? I'm gonna just sell crack." You know what? Drug dealing doesn't sound bad.
drug dealing doesn't sound bad at all. I see why
No, but
I see why niggas die about that shit.
I
But
say, I do say that all the time. Yo, I understand why niggas go and deal drugs, or people do stream. I would honestly, I would on some real shit. I would have make this like this YouTube shit a full time thing, and then
mhm.
you know what, just make it work off of it. because no one's hiring. That's why I joined the Navy. Honestly, that's why I joined the Navy because everybody told me no. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like, bruh. But even with that, right? Because the old idiom, as long as you apply yourself and you work hard and shit like that, then
Yeah.
opportunities should flow. I have never in my 29 years of life right now, I have really never seen that to be true in a wide scale. You feel what I'm saying? And yes, obviously there's successful people. Yes, obviously there's very successful people. But at the same time, like you see the old motherfucking story over and over and over and over and over again, right? Like nigga, how many NFL drafts have you seen, right? Right? How many NFL drafts have you seen where they didn't praise the fucking single mom for working three fucking jobs and raising seven kids in the damn house?
I always see that.
That's a
Yeah,
constant, ain't it?
yeah. I was about to say niggas always think they mamas for something.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm so fucking tired of the narrative because like they even talk about it in fucking BMF. I remember the very first season, like the first 3 4 episodes, Meech and Terry, like, bro, they done seen their parents work hard all day motherfucking life and their mama still working at Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? And I think the dad was unemployed at the time. He had just lost his job. And I'm like, bro, this shit ain't sustainable. You know what I'm saying? And they was living in Detroit too, so they had to they were struggling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, when they started selling drugs and shit like that, I'm like, bro, it's like you said, I can motherfucking understand because when times is tough, you got to do what you got to do, and people always say, oh well, you got to do what you got to do, make money, make money, make money, but like when all of a sudden, you're dealing with the ramifications of having that type of mindset. Now all of a sudden we need to have a wider conversation. No, nigga, like, bro, people like are only going to do what is best for their circumstances. You don't have to force nobody to work. People in a community are gonna work to make sure that community is up and running. But we fucking fucked it up. Like, this is why I say America has fucked up priorities. Because in the same way that they're celebrating that woman with the wheelchair, talking about, oh man, she worked so hard. Oh man, this is resilience. This is perseverance. Like, no, it's not, nigga. This is the Hunger Games. She ain't do that shit for your motherfucking applause and approval. She did that shit because she's trying to make something of yourself, but you guys think struggle is the way to achieve anything in this life. And then you got niggas like motherfucking what's her name? Kylie Jenner. You know what I'm saying? Like a nepo baby. Like, bro, some people in this world are just born with it, and then there's the rest of us that gotta struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's bleak, and it really fucks. And that's where I think a lot of the whole loneliness epidemic and mental health crisis, and that's where I think the root of it is. You know what I'm saying? We have a really fucked up view of how working is, and what it means to be a hardworking person, to the point where a lot of people, even Gen Z, and you see with the younger generation, they like, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. Bro, Gen Z, them niggas are outside. They're not fucking going and killing themselves with these motherfucking jobs, bro. They outside. Like, they trying to live life. They trying, right? It's a whole earth out there, and you want to work?
They go on vacation in a minute.
They'll go on motherfucking vacation in a minute. They will max out their credit cards to go to Coachella. And bro, Ray, I can't blame them, bro. Can you honestly blame them?
No, because I had a conversation with my older sister, and she got it. She has a job. She's a nurse, right? And like she landed this job where it's like she manages other people, and but she used to be a travel nurse. Work on her own time and all that other stuff. You know what she said?
What?
She not liking it. But I think it's because and it's funny because she's my older sister. So I told her, you used to managing people. You done did it all your life. She said, yeah, but these are grown ass men and women, and they are so incompetent. Like, she didn't say all
That's
that, but
scary.
that's basically what I got about it. It was like, how could a bunch of grown ass people be so incompetent sometimes? And I'm like, ooh, thank God you didn't join the Navy. That shit would have drove you crazy.
Oh, Ray, you was telling me stories out of a lot of the incompetency, and the scary part is it's like the higher ups, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Um, Shoot, me and Material, I can tell you stories of each of our divisions of the stupid shit we had to go through. Speaking of Material, I've into the chat. What up, B?
What up, B?
Hey y'all, what were y'all talking about just now? Before y'all got to that, what Father was talking, like what was the topic?
Father, basically, Father gave me this Twitter about this woman in a wheelchair. After like 70 something interviews, she got a nursing job. So
70 something interview.
Yeah, she in a wheelchair. So
yeah,
they're trying to you know how they do. They like the minority checklist. She's disabled, she's black,
But why did why
check
did
check.
she have to go through 77 interviews to get to get a job? That's crazy.
Mind you, she's very fucking qualified.
Well, she's disabled, so she kind of like has privilege. So that's why I'm confused as to like what was she interviewing at to be going through 77 interviews?
Hey man, it's a cold world out here.
For
yeah,
like what type of nursing job? I'm confused. That's what I'm saying.
I'm also confused, material life. I'm confused with you.
Cause like
She should have been had a job.
yeah, like people with disability kind of get a little. It's, it's like black people might get a pass because of this whole what is it? Good diversity, inclusion,
yeah,
thing.
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
yeah,
Yeah, she's a woman, disabled. What is she, black or white?
he's black.
And she black? Oh,
Yeah, the minority
she should have
checklist.
done at the top of the chart. So I'm so confused. Like, what were you applying at to have to apply to 77, like go to 77 interviews? So that's just interviews. So imagine how many applications you put out, like, bro.
Probably a million.
Like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like she had to have been applying to like low grade locations.
She said she applied everywhere.
I've been everywhere, man.
Because most like Fortune 500 companies, they're definitely like, especially hospitals, big name hospitals and stuff like that. They definitely would put her on the roster because there is a bunch of disabled, them disabled people working at hospitals. So I don't know what she was trying to apply for. All she is in a wheelchair. Her hand still works. Because there's definitely some what's that thing? Down syndrome people that be working at the hospital. So I'm
Mhm.
just like I'm so confused. Like what was going on with her? Like did she not like the job that she went to the interviews with, and then when they gave her that salary, the little document that says this is how much they're gonna be willing to pay you, she didn't like that, so she was like, no. She denied it. Like some not adding up. 77 interviews with just three check marks, that just don't add up.
Sound like me when I was on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Shoot,
this shit not adding up.
I was applying for shit, and then like some stuff. I was happy when they like responded back. That means at least get through something. Because sometimes I remember like applying for stuff and then like not even getting a response back, and then now, well, I have a job now, but and then after a while, I was just getting to, oh, we like your resume, but we decided to go somewhere else. So I was like, okay, at least they're responding.
Yeah, but we talking about I done seen three, I mean, disabled people uh with a CDL license driving these big old monster trucks, whatever them things. So I'm like it really it like it being paraplegic or whatever the case may be, it ain't stopping folks from getting hired. So I'm just not understanding how she meets so many different like check marks.
I will say this about the situation: everybody's circumstances is different. You know what I'm saying? Like there are literally some people that can check all the boxes and still not have shit. It actually happens all the time. You'd be surprised. There'd be a lot of people with like master's degrees and PhDs. They be unemployed for like a year.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes niggas, it's like that.
my mom
Sometimes
went through
tough
that.
times don't give a fuck, nigga.
My mom went through that. Some they told her she
Sometimes
was
you just have to
overqualified for
work.
shit.
That's what happened to me too. There'd be some jobs looking at me, it's like, bro, you have a whole bunch of experience, so I know you're probably gonna be looking for something while you have this job, so we're just not gonna hire you. Or like some of them just straight up be like, bro, you're too qualified. We don't want to hire you. You know what I'm saying? Like you could probably do this job better than the boss. You know, like it really do be like that. Like the job, like a lot of job postings and opportunities and stuff like that, they're very fickle. They can be very, very picky, especially in times where economy is tough.
Uh, it's too many. It's I think the problem is it's too many cities where the economy is begging for hires and people are not moving there. They rather stay in these like let's say the top four, like the Florida, New York, California, and Atlanta or Georgia, whatever. Well, really Atlanta. And they want to stay there where it's like hard for you to like, get a job. But like if you move other places, I'm telling you, there's places people begging, like begging hard.
I should have studied economics.
It's never
And
too
they
late.
paying and they paying way more than like Cali or New York. And the
Never too
cost
late
of
because I
living is
know
a lot different.
Walmart in like North Dakota be paying people like $26 an hour. I remember there was an
Mhm.
article on that because like nobody wanted to live in fucking South Dakota. It was like, hey, you get a job here, we'll pay you $26 an hour.
And was it like responded well?
I cannot remember. It was a while ago, but I
But you
do.
gotta want to move there. A lot of people don't.
I
That's
know
that's
that's
the
what I was
thing.
saying. That was what I was saying. Location was the problem because I know South Dakota gets really cold a lot.
Yeah.
It's like
Like Washington State, minimum wage is like $16 an hour. Um, for
Oh
like
my
or
god.
$18 an hour for McDonald's. It's like, bruh. And the cost of living ain't that high. So it's like there's places where if you're willing to leave these overcrowded locations, that's like if you go to a place and everybody there's no hiring signs on almost every business, you're already in an overcrowded location at this point. You need to go places where if you look at every business, they begging for people at this point.
Mm,
if that's the case, this should be a homeless problem.
Oh, the homeless. Well, you still need an address though. It's- a lot of homeless people don't have addresses, and that's definitely a problem. And then also a lot of homeless people have drug problems.
Not
They're
all of
not
them.
looking.
Not all of them.
They're not looking for. They're not looking for a job per se.
ooh, you
Mm.
better be careful with that one.
Uh,
Ooh, you better be careful with that one. Cause like that's a cause like when I think of a homeless person, I don't think of a drug addict. Like I think that's fucking weird to be honest with you. Like yes, there are homeless people that do drugs, but like a homeless person isn't a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? And also another thing too, homelessness is a very, very, very easy problem to solve. Just give them homes,
Well,
literally.
you gotta want a home. You can't just. Giving somebody a home that don't want a home is not going to solve a
But
homelessness
at the same
problem.
time, it's not about want. Like, cause shelter is like a human necessity. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, like homelessness is more expensive than housing them. They studied this. You will spend the government will spend less money housing those people than just letting them sit there. So, it just goes to show you that it's not really about fixing the problem. It's about setting an example. The homeless people are an example to scare your ass into, not going against the flow when, they want to do shit in the economy.
You
That's why
know,
it took so long when the 2008 financial crisis happened. That's why it took so long for them to fucking recover, because there was a lot of people that the government had to pay back in order for them to play ball.
And from the 5 documentaries I've seen, if a lot of the homeless people on there don't want to move into shelters, um,
I mean, the shelters is just like
don't
they
want to
don't
move into
they don't protect.
housing.
As far as shelters go, they don't protect people at all. Like I've heard a lot of people getting sexually assaulted, getting molested, and all that other stuff.
That's very true.
I can understand why you don't want to move into the. So what was the chick from DC that got into another dude's car and got murdered because she was a homeless girl in DC, something like that. Like it
I
was
forgot
big.
her name.
I think you get, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because she was in a shelter too, and
that
like
was a while ago.
that was
Fuck.
a while ago. And yeah, and from what I heard, she was sexually assaulted too, and I think R worded, if I'm correct. Yeah, because she was going through some shit.
And
Uh,
also, shelters in the long run are expensive.
they are expensive, and yeah, they don't protect you for nothing. It's like a free for all in there. So I can understand why people don't want to go into shelters.
Well,
Even
not every shelter is a free for all. A
like,
lot of homeless also don't want to go into shelters due to the fact is there's a lot of requirements. There's a lot of like testing that happens. There's a lot of um scheduling, or like some has like mental health, a physician or somebody that comes in. And so there's a lot of different factors that keep someone from wanting to go into a shelter or permanent housing. Some don't want to be in housing. They don't want to be like they don't want to be like feeling like they're locked in somewhere. They rather be out in the streets. Some it's convenient for them because the location of where they at on the streets, they are able to easily get their drugs with no hesitation. Some like being on the street, very, very well educated, but they just don't want to be confined. So there's
Uh,
different, like there is different types of homelessness, but a large percent of the homelessness has been due to like drug problems, or their parents kicked them out, or they ran away, or
so we leave them out there.
some sort of hmm?
So do we leave them out there?
No one leaving them out there. So if you Google search the amount of shelters that is not just like shelters that have like 20 or 30, bunks per room or whatever the case may be, but all sorts of shelters, not just in government shelters, federal shelters, or state shelters, or nonprofit shelters, and then housing programs, and homeless apartments and everything like that, because there are several of those, and also like any of the homelessness programs that are for out there for not just any type, but all sorts of homelessness person, and then also programs that walk around d- d- different homeless compounds so they can feed them and stuff like that. There's abundance of options. Like, don't pretend like there's not an abundance of options. There
The
is, and
options
the
is
no, we
not the
never said
issue.
that.
The options is not the issue in
No
this
one is
particular
leaving
case.
them out there.
What we're
If
no,
they
what
don't
we're
want
talking
it,
about is the long term effects of such a situation, because then you'll be veering into sustainable methods on how to house those people in the first place if you actually were able to solve the problem. Because like again, homelessness is a relatively simple and relatively inexpensive issue to solve. They did it in Finland, literally. You know what them niggas did in Finland? They gave them shelter. That's all they did. They gave them shelter, and then they gave them a work voucher so that whatever work that they would find with that work voucher, it will go towards that housing. It'll get subsidized. It would even get a write off on the taxes. And because of that extra revenue, they reduced homelessness. You
And
know what I'm saying? Like it has to be a legislative thing first. It cannot just be, oh, we gotta pick up the responsibility of housing these people, make all of these shelters and shit like that. Because yes, while the option is there, it is like entirely random what type of experience you get. Because like Ray said, a lot of those people end up getting sexually assaulted in those places. Because a homeless person is very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? It's the vulnerability that makes them a threat to society. It's not necessarily all the drug problems and shit like that. There's rich ass people that got drug problems. You feeling what I'm saying? So like those are just like, I don't even consider that when it comes to the conversation, because there's a lot of people in this world that have the means and don't do anything. It's not just homeless people. You know what I'm saying? So we're just talking about the core issue that they don't have shelter. All that other shit, honestly, is just extra shit.
any last words before we move on to our next topic?
so this is a list that came out this year. HUD announced 2.8 billion in annual funding to help people experience homelessness. Any For the state of California, there's 773 projects or programs that the state has awarded $525 million plus to 773 programs or projects. Um, I know in Washington there was this guy who won some money in regards to he created like a community center which had like abundance of apartments, and they do all sorts of mental health. They help them find a job, they help them build their resume, this and that. So there is programs out there. Um, and if you Google search, you'll easily see that there's stuff. So if someone doesn't want to get help, you can't force it on them. And I understand it frustrates you to see them out in the streets and stuff like that. But have you ever asked them if they want to be
That's
in?
not a
If
that's
they
not
want to
even
get
a
help?
question worth asking, if I'm being honest with you. That's not a
Which is
question worth
not a
asking.
question worth
Cause
asking.
because like, see, like it's just humanity. It's just simple humanity. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're sitting there force feeding help on these people, but at least let's at least make a conscious effort to see the destruction in that type of environment and what it can do to a person. Because none of us are above that. Any one of us can be fucking homeless. It don't matter, bro. You think you really think you stable now? Like some shit can happen to you.
So you
That's all
telling
I'm
me
saying.
asking them if they want help, it should not be a question? So you
Well,
want me to just
no.
snatch
It's
them
not
up
even that. That's
and
not
go
what I'm
take
saying.
them to a place for help? That's what I just said. You should
No,
ask them if they want help. Like if you see a homeless person, ask them if they want help. If they
no. What
want,
I'm
if you can,
saying
and you
is
can call shelters up for them, see if they have rooms available for them, or find out housing programs, take them to like different housing programs that is in the area. But you can't forcefully send them somewhere they didn't want to be.
I said that. I literally said that.
And you don't think they
But,
already have these informations? You don't think
but you're
like
not saying that like y'all making it seem like, oh, like the homeless problem, like, oh, like there's a bunch of people who do assist the homeless. There's a bunch of people who walk around, doing things to try and like, give the homeless what they deem they need, like what they need. No one's there is apartments, there's housing and everything. If every homeless like in Washington, not Washington, in California, literally in Skid Row, there's an apartment built solely for the homelessness, and all of them still choose. A lot of them still choose to be outside
So
instead of
then
being
let
in the
me.
apartment.
So why do you think they choose to still live outside?
You can watch the documentary. It tells like they literally walked around to different people because the government was trying to find ways to get them because Skid Row had just too many. Like if you've been to Cali, you know what Skid Row looked like. If you've seen any sort, like even when Kim walked through Skid Row, like you know exactly the abundance of homelessness that is in that whole pathway of that drive down.
That
And
can be
a lot of
true,
them,
but both
they
things
was
can be true at the same time.
no, a lot of them was a lot of them were there, but they just don't like it. They rather be outside. Not everyone wants not everyone wants to be in a house. Some people like people who live in vans and stuff are in car life, van life and stuff like that. Some people who had apartments for years and they rather just be it's like not everybody wants to be in a house. Not everybody wants to be have an apartment or like locked in. Some people just want to be able to be free. And you have to first find out if this person is content or happy in their situation right now. You can't just assume that, oh, just because they're homeless because they can't afford their home. No, some people just don't want to be in a home.
But
They're
we're not
happy
talking
without.
about those people. We're
That's
talking
not.
about the ones that can't afford a home. Or not even the ones that can't afford a home, the ones that had housing, but due to circumstances, they no longer have housing and the circumstances are being, taken advantage of. Because that happens a fucking lot too. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about people who have been victimized. We're not talking about people who have made themselves victims. Those are two separate people. So even if the people that you said in the documentary, even if that's the case, like that doesn't really do anything. Like they exist, okay. But if we're talking about the issue at hand, then my focus is going to be towards those who are suffering because of it, not because of people who just simply want to be there. That's not my issue.
Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Mm-mm.
Now, what's the next topic, brother Raymond?
All right. So I know last week we was going to be talking about um, people that we basically was talking about how people was making a bunch of videos about the Black American culture and how it's trash. So, and there's one particular video I seen. I'm pretty sure I showed most of y'all, but it was just like this girl. She was talking about how ghetto blacks are to blame. I don't know if y'all seen that video, but
I haven't seen the video, but I know what video you're talking about.
yeah. So a bunch of is surprisingly like I watched this before a bunch of other people start reacting to it. So I kind of know what's in there, but I haven't seen the video in a while. Um, so I'm gonna just play it, and then if y'all have anything, we'll treat this like the after party. If
All right,
y'all
cool.
wanna, if y'all wanna as say stop the video, just say stop the video. So let me know if y'all can hear it.
Nobody asked for.
Hmm.
I am sick of seeing Black Americans in the media, on social media, in the news, doing crime, walking around next to naked, the women, the men perpetuating gang violence, substance abuse. The absolute worst of our community is oversaturating the media, even though they make up a small percentage of all of Black Americans. The decay of our morality within Black communities has been slowly declining over the past 20 years, and no one is talking about it. No one is saying anything about it or trying to address it. And if you do, you are often
I'm pretty sure she's about to say it, but I've heard many people talk about the trashiness of the ghetto black culture, and like people been bringing up to it, And like, yeah, I think what she about to say is she like people call you out for it or something like that. But I've been hearing a lot of people talking about it, whether it's more progressive people, more conservative people, and all that stuff. But I've heard a lot of people talk about it. But she looks young, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, agreed. Like, but nah, that shit has always been talked down upon in the black community. It's just with the media, they're the ones that get to show it, in all its might and glory. But at the same time, it's like like everyone points out that everyone has their own degenerates, everyone has their own desirables that they speak against. You know what I'm saying? It comes with the territory. I just think with the black community, that shit is like highlighted. Our degeneracy is highlighted. Like our degeneracy is kind of like a way to make money. You know what I'm saying? Our degeneracy is like very influential, I would say. And that sounds weird as fuck to say, but it's like a lot of people really do glorify like that hood shit, you know?
Oh no, I definitely agree. As much as I see white people imitate some hood dude or whatever lingo, and you'd be
Yeah.
like, "Where the fuck did you get that shit from?" And it's just like they got it from either some rap video or some show, and it's just like this is. It's like it makes you wonder if that's what you only think of black people. So,
And you know what? Very quickly, I think it goes also into why like black people can take a very fucked up situation and crack a joke.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're so used to everyone shitting on like the most traumatic shit of your history. Like, how many slavery jokes have we fucking heard? How many colorist jokes have we heard? Like, we fucking heard it all. You know what I'm saying? There used to be TV shows, there used to be cartoons, and like just a whole bunch of anti-blackness everywhere. So we kind of developed the skin so thick that we became numb to the shit.
I definitely agree. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah.
Policing black bodies. If you say black women, stop getting on the internet and in the media, twerking, walking around with little clothes on. People tell you that you're policing bodies, policing black bodies, or it's respectability politics. If you are black and you speak your piece on what we're seeing in the media, if you don't like seeing the low morality that is often portrayed about the black community in the media, from the trap music to the black women twerking in music videos and all over social media, the Sukihanas and the Sexy Reds of the world. If you are black and you take issue with it and you talk about it, you are usually called bourgeois, sedity, uppity, it's respectability politics, you're policing black bodies and the like. And it's like, no, I'm black too. And as such, this being my ethnic culture as well, I have a right to have something to say about what I'm seeing going on. Your average black American is a middle class, working class, blue collar Jane and Joe. The ghetto subculture, black ghetto subculture that we see often portrayed and over inundated and oversaturating the media, those black Americans make up a tiny, tiny percentage of black Americans as a whole. But somehow they're in the media, overcompensating in the media, oversaturating the media. I know I don't just speak for myself when I say that I'm sick of seeing it, that it's gross, that it is destroying what black culture actually is. It's co-opting black culture as a whole and making it seem as though all of black culture is ghetto subculture. I'm not the only black American who takes issue with it. Because like I said, majority of black America is middle class, not in the ghettos, not out here perpetuating gang violence, promiscuity, and everything else. And
So I understand what she's saying because like ghetto subculture has always been portrayed a lot in the media, which I agree with. But then this is my retort: what is middle class black culture? Like, what
That's a
is?
good question.
Yeah, and I've asked this question to people too because I feel like the sub ghetto. I don't want to call it the sub ghetto, but the lower class black culture. I feel like that's the root of most people because even when, let's say, we go from lower class to middle class, we kind of bring some of the lower class
Yeah,
survival
the
instinct,
behaviors.
the behaviors. You know what they say? They can take the man out the ghetto. You can't take the ghetto out the man.
Yeah,
And sometimes we kind of like bring this So it's just like, okay, how do middle class blacks act? Because you don't really see that much of it except for Family Matters, and I don't even think that's a good example. I think you have what the Cosby Show is more of a upper class since
Yeah, upper middle class.
upper middle class since Cliff was a lawyer and um, Claire was a lawyer. Cliff was a OBGYN and Claire was a lawyer. And but the kids, it wasn't really that much focus on them per se. It's just more or less them as a family, but not unless like the neighborhood. It was just more or less on them as a family. And even then, the people looked at them as that's not realistic.
Yeah, I do
So
remember a lot of that being the criticism.
yeah, the criticism was that's not realistic. And the closest thing we ever got to that was Baldwin Hills, which a lot of them acted kind of like Rich Ratchet. That was kind of like my kind of like depiction of it. It was just like Rich Ratchet. It was just like they try to be hood, but you could tell like if they would put them around real hood niggas, them niggas would have fucking got their ass whooped or some shit like that. So it's just like what is the other cultures? So, and that's what I would like to see. Other than like because we got our alternative blacks, we got black nerd culture, which that's you see a lot of that, but I feel like only reason I see a lot of that because I am in it. But other than that, you don't really see that much of it. And yeah, I would like to see other countries. Back to the video.
I don't care if you claim it's respectability politics. I guess so. So be it. Because this is gross. It's getting really gross out here how blatantly disrespectful and low class we're acting on social media and in the media, on the internet, on TV. And you can claim that this is someone else's set of moral standards, but no, it isn't. It isn't. Look at Black America in the 50s, in the 60s. Our moral standards back then drastically different from what we have today, or what we're convincing ourselves is a moral standard today. Every racial group on the face of the planet has their own ghetto subculture within their respective racial and ethnic groups. This is the case for everybody everywhere: white people, Asian people, Mexican people, you name it. The difference is that those racial groups and those ethnic groups do not allow their ghetto subculture to co-opt the entire culture as a whole and to represent the entire culture as a whole. They don't allow it. Everybody else within that respective ethnic group or cultural group or racial group has a right to say how they want to see themselves represented in the media, what they want to see and what they don't want to see, who gets to speak for them and who does not. Except for when you're a Black American and you have something to say about the way that you see Black Americans being portrayed in the media and you have a critique for your peers. You can't do it because it's respectability politics if you attempt to do it. Or you're judging your peers by a set of moral standards that somebody else created, which is a farce. From the Reconstruction era down through the 60s, Black Americans had their own set of moral standards and social protocols that we adhered to. Ask your grannies, ask your great grannies, they'll tell you. I have had just about enough of seeing Black culture being drugged through the muck by other Black Americans who are perverting it and turning Black culture, something that is beautiful, into something perverse, showing their ass on the internet all the time. The men are constantly rapping and talking about gang violence. Our children are uneducated and stupid. We've created a cultural standard of promiscuity and single motherhood. And when a Black American goes to critique and judge our peers, our fellow Black Americans, and critique the condition of our neighborhoods today, they're shut down. That's respectability politics. You're policing Black Americans. If that's what it is, so be it. So be it. It needs to be said. And in order for us to attempt to escape accountability or responsibility on our own part, we claim that the conditions that we see in Black communities is being caused by somebody else. It's not our own fault. It's white people and it's structural racism or something or another. It's everybody else's fault except for our own. Give me a break. It's pitiful. It's pitiful that we refuse to take accountability for the things that we see going on in our communities. And sure, we can acknowledge that structural racism and the history of slavery in this country and discrimination and Jim Crow and Black codes and all of that has played a part in the conditions and some of the conditions that we see in Black communities. But we also have to be responsible for the ways in which Black Americans create their own conditions and contribute to the degenerative effects that we see going on in our communities. Black Americans who don't want to hear that immediately run to innocence. They rush to innocence. They claim that it's respectability politics to call out these issues in our community. They claim that it's policing Black bodies to call out the low morality and the moral decay in our community. Call it whatever you want. You're not going to get me to shut up about it. I'm Black. This is my culture too. I have a right to talk about and critique what is happening in my culture and have something to say about it. That's all.
Okay, there we have it. And I come to the panel. What did y'all think about what she was talking about?
I mean, I think everything she said was valid, right? I don't think anybody would disagree with the notion that we do need to, check ourselves, feel what I'm saying, and see like how Black people are being portrayed and have a right to critique anything. And I think we've done that to a great extent. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like there really has been an effort to try and diversify how Black people are portrayed in the media. But at the same time, like the damage has already been done, right? And the reason why I say that is because you have now gotten to a point where a lot of those stereotypes and a lot of those negative portrayals have kind of like become, what people think of when they hear the term Black American, right? So when you hear the term Black American, like a lot of people just automatically assume like that baby daddy, drug dealer type of shit. And it's so sad because it's like, bruh, if only you knew that Black Americans are literally the cultural epitome of American excellence. Like there is nothing that Black Americans hasn't done that hasn't been referenced or copied 10 fucking thousand times in a row. Ray, do you remember that time when we was looking at different fucking rap songs from different countries?
Yeah.
Nigga, like, bro, I went to fucking what's that European country I went to? I went to Albania, I remember.
Yeah.
I went to Albania, they fucking had rappers over there. You feeling what I'm saying? They had drill music. They had like drill music and all these different parts of the world. It got to the point where I was typing in random countries and every country had like some type of rap or some type of hip hop movement in it. So,
And matter
that
of fact, there was a bunch of them throwing gang signs and like
throwing fucking gang signs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, your culture has literally permeated the world, and these people sit there and lie to you that your culture is ghetto and your culture is ratchet and shit like that. I have fucking seen firsthand the global impact of Black Americans. You feeling what I'm saying? It's something that can't be denied. That's why sometimes, like, when people be saying that, oh, Black Americans don't have any culture, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, even the way you speak is probably influenced by Black Americans in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say lit, Black Americans. Like if you say bro, there's so many. Like, oh, there's so fucking many. Yeet, that was us. Fucking you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Selfie wasn't us per se, but we like usually don't take from other races. You know what I'm saying? But like, or if we do, we'll like flip it and reverse it. But like, niggas will straight jack our shit. It got really bad with TikTok. You remember them times where it'll be a Black girl usually doing a TikTok dance and then somebody will fucking steal it.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, your culture is the most ripped off culture if we're being real. Like, so yes, you do have a responsibility to check it, and but at the same time also understand that the beautiful culture that you are talking about, like I would rather you just talk about that instead of spending your lifelong mission to call out all the bullshit, because you're gonna be tired in the motherfucking face, because you're probably never going to get rid of it, but what you can do is minimize its effects by putting down like a what's it called, like a standard of excellence is what I want to say. And it's not like Black Americans don't have a standard of excellence. They definitely motherfucking do. Look at people like Sha'Carri Richardson and Angel Reese and shit like that. Like bro. And I know they're athletes, but usually, like Black American culture, it's all about what do they say? Being twice as good to get half. Like,
Hmm.
uh that's a very powerful thing to say to a child. And I feel like because of that, Black Americans, they've always strived for excellence. If there's one thing Black Americans gonna do, they're gonna strive for excellence. Just because you see, the ghetto and the ratchet and the bad parts of it, don't mean that it defines an entire people. But what you got to say, Ray?
Oh, I was gonna go to Material Life. You, B,
Oh,
you got anything to say?
When are we gonna stop claiming things that is not of black people?
Such
'Cause,
as,
like, she talked about Sukiana. She talked about, and then she even said like back in the days, black a lot of times people was like, oh, black people are so ghetto, and then you would look at the 60s and 70s, it was just a bunch of moms. They was dressed well, this and that, and people still have that stereotype that black girls were so ghetto, ratchet, and like, oh, so disgusting, but they were still fully dressed. So it's like, regardless of what, people gonna always feel some type of way. They're gonna always say something about us. And like for her, like Father said, she's like literally sitting there and just speaking on so much of the negative, so much of the negative, so much of the negative. But it's like, why don't you just stop claiming them? Like we can easily stop claiming these black girls. That's not of what black culture should look like. And like stop giving them all this entertainment. Because like clearly with white people, if they see somebody that's acting different than what they're accustomed to what their culture should look like, they don't even entertain them. They automatically says to them, oh, she's acting black or something like we need to start hitting them with the oh she's acting white or something like that. Like this is not a black culture. Just start throwing her to different race or something. Like if people are not acting the way that black people feel that deem that oh this is how black people should act, just start throwing say they're not black, they're not acting black. But like we entertain these topics so long, and it's afterwards like you're not gonna change them if they don't feel shame, they're not changing. Um, so it's like, can we just stop like I don't even notice Sexy Red and Suki no more. Like it's like at this point they just exist. I I don't even pay attention first, but I don't even follow Sexy Red. So I definitely don't see what pops up unless it's like off of like the shade room or something like that. So I don't see her everyday antics. Um, if more people just stop entertaining these half naked black girls, then we probably would have more fully dressed black girls just like the white girls. Um, but I don't know. It's just like at this point we entertain so much negative and like claiming like, oh, we want to bring stuff back, but like, can we start entertaining the positives and just keep entertaining the positives? Eventually, it will like bleed into the negative and turn it positive. That's it.
that's all. Both of y'all have very solid, valid points. This is what I'm going to say, and I'm pretty sure this is what B is saying, but I'm going to try to say it in a short way. Be the change that you need to be, that you want to see. Um, if you don't like the way our black culture has been looking at, if you feel like it's been too ghetto, too ratchet, show them another side. Which is why I brought up black nerd culture because black nerd culture, even though it has some type of ghetto-ness, but that's because depends on where you grow up at. But you could tell in the nerd culture like how um, uh, is it's a little bit alternative, but it depends on who you are. Between father has this whole list between nigga nerds and
Oh,
weeaboos
hold on,
and
I got you. You got your blurs, you
uh,
got your black folks that are nerds. And then you got your nigga nerds, you know what I'm saying? They blurs too. They just niggas. So you ghetto ratchet ones. You got your alternative blacks, these are your goths, you know what I'm saying? Your queers, them type of niggas. And then you got your weeacoons. You know what I'm saying? The ones that be in the culture just to distance themselves from their blackness, and they have disdain for their blackness, so they be cooning it up.
thank you. Weeaboos. Oh shoot, I love that you invented that. I love that you. But anyway, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It was just like, as I think Father said, we are the culture. As far as like you just ghetto so culture that people don't like, sadly to say, it's mostly American culture. And I said this all the time. Black culture is American culture, and a lot of Americans get their stuff from us. If it's, as I was as I was saying, black culture is American. Black culture is American culture because everything they got from us, whether it's the lingo, whether it's the music, whether it's the fashion, hell, whether it's the inventions. Most
Traffic
people
light.
don't traffic light. The type of I know Thomas Edison created the light bulb, but a black man created the version of the light bulb that we use to this day. All right, and for some reason, a lot of white people hate it when you say that. It was like, okay, Thomas Edison did create the light bulb, but what version are we using? The version the black guys using. Why? Because, and that's honestly, that is the side that I would like to see, the intelligence side, because when you be surprised how many things that black people done invented that we use now and still use frequently to this day, you would be amazed, America. Now, like I said, I feel a pain because, like I said, I got tired of Blueface and Krishan. Like I don't follow them. I don't um, I don't look for them. I don't even try to search for them. But they was everywhere. When I tell you they was everywhere I was at, they was literally everywhere where I was at. They was even in Maryland where I lived at. When I used to work at Live Casino, I swear to you, I was going to the mall across the street from Live Casino, and I seen these niggas, and I told to myself, "Damn it, I cannot get away from these motherfuckers." And it's just like, I mean, now Blueface is in jail, and Krishan is dealing with her baby, which some people need to look into that, but I'm not gonna speak on that. But yeah, we most people know that we are the culture, and I feel like it does start from because we came from nothing, and the bottom, especially some of the low class stuff that a lot of people use now. Black Panthers invented WIC. Now WIC is used in the government. It's like that also came from the lower class or the ghetto, as most people like. Now I can understand you not liking Sukiana or Sexy Red. That's fine. But I've also said you need to promote women that you feel like give black women a good example. Like in my opinion, I always say Rap City when it comes to rap. Rap City is one of the dopest female rappers or rappers, period. Which, by the way, she done dropped the album, and I'm giving her album of the year. And I talked to her, and me and my older sister was having a conversation with this yesterday, and I told her you need to listen to this Rap City album, and she was bumping it. All right, that's how you say you. If you want to hear something different, go listen to Rhapsody. If you don't want to hear all that ratchet shit, just there's other options. And then if you feel like they need to get promoted, you promote the options. It's the same thing like black people with black YouTubers or content creators like the Kai Cenats, the fucking what's my man name that all the people like? He's the samurai dude, the black samurai dude, Corey Kenshin. Like
Mm.
people fuck with Corey Kenshin. The FGC, motherfucking Tasty Steve, and I'll throw Yipes in there too because Yipes,
Well, Yipes is a nigga. You better throw him in there.
yeah, Yipes is a nigga. Exactly. Like we got people that we push and we follow. We like seeing them win. If you, I have my favorite rappers, Lupe Fiasco. Anytime I see them, I promote them. Um, anytime I see Lupe, I promote Lupe. There's this underground group called Dunbar that I've always like played their music because I think their music is dope. I play their music all the fucking time. Which in return they always say thank you, I appreciate it. If you be the change that you would like to see in the environment, yes, sometimes it's going to be a slow build, but usually it'll get there. The more people see what you're trying to build, and if they're interested, and if it looks good, they'll attract themselves to it. Because yeah, I've done the image. I didn't complain so much about Sexy Red that I said the more I felt like the more I kept complaining about it, the more I feel like it was giving them more clout or more attention. So now to a fact where it's just like I don't want to promote something that I don't like, so I just don't speak about it that much. But I've also said this because, and I'm pretty sure y'all hear me say this a lot because black women, y'all said that y'all didn't want to be this loud, ratchet, stereotypical that whole thing that y'all was trying to get away from, and y'all say y'all want people to look at y'all more as successful business endeavors, more intelligent black women. Y'all follow Sexy Red. Sukiyana was Sexy Red, Sukiyana, and Christian Rock was like the biggest thing of all of 2023.
Zeus Network.
Zeus Network and all that ratchetness and the bad girls clubs and the baddies and all the fights and all the other stuff. It's like, yeah, we all and this is my last point because a lot of y'all say y'all want change, y'all really don't want change. And this is the part that I've noticed that, and which is why I stopped complaining because y'all say y'all don't like the ghetto shit, y'all play the ghetto shit. Yeah, and then when we say, "I thought you didn't like this," shit, it was like, "It's not me though. It ain't me." But it's just like,
It
yeah,
ain't my fault.
it ain't my fault. But
It
it's
ain't
just
my fault.
you
I
got it,
thought I used to want change. Now I
huh?
just don't give a damn. I used to want change.
They used to, yeah. Everybody says that. I
And
want
now
change.
I just don't give a damn no more. Because it's just like at this point, it just feels exhausting
I don't
to
think it's.
want something that other people don't want. So
I
I
don't
just
think.
stopped. Doing
I don't think it's them not giving a damn. I just don't think it's them not lifting a finger. Like I'm not going to
it.
change it. You should change it. But
Yeah.
I'm
I can
just
only
saying.
change me.
Some people.
But
I
you
think
be
some people
trying to
just feel it.
sample these people's personalities and trying to like combat with them and be like, you need to fix yourself, fix your life, get yourself together. What's going on? After a while, you just get so tired and you just don't care no more. And now I'm at this stage where I just only can focus on me. And like, but some people still have the fight in them right now. So I'm gonna just let them continue fighting with the air. And eventually they're gonna realize the air don't care.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And I hope that and, I hope when they do it, it's like it's successful, because like I said, I would I've done like I'm basically repeating myself many of times. I would like to see black people more than just ghetto shit. Like I would like to see us in sci-fi. I'd like to see us in superhero shit. I would like to see us in drama that's not Tyler Perry ish. As you know, I would like to see us do more like
You
do
want
more things
complexity. You want
outside
black
of
complexity.
yes. I would like to see us do more things outside our realm.
I would love to see black people be confident. Like this new Kelly Rowland just made me so proud of her. I'm like, look at you, girl, standing up for yourself. Finally saying, you somebody.
Oh, they better get Kelly Williams out of drop kick.
Yeah, for the longest, Kelly have been like, it felt like she's been standing underneath like Beyonce's shadow for so long that she barely had a voice. It seemed like, but lately, Kelly ain't playing with them. She said, put some respect on her name, and I love it for her. I wish more black girls would stand on the merit of the fact that they are important, they matter. Um, and it'll be a different light. But I'm glad she finally is there because for the longest people was like Kelly, like you're still that girl, Kelly. Remember that? And
Yeah,
it,
she's
it
R&B
all felt
royalty.
like yeah, but it always felt like she was under Beyonce. Like it always felt like Kelly didn't value herself as much as like when like that Destiny Child.
You know what I think? Why? Remember the Wild 'N Out episode where it was like talking spit, and I think it was Becky Hayes was like, "Kelly is fine as shit. I would holler at her, but I only talk to lead singers."
Yeah.
Like some things just stick. It's just like same thing with like Michelle Williams, and anytime she done did something, people was like, "Poor Michelle." It's just uh, some things.
Michelle never met a bitch she couldn't cross Williams.
He's the same.
But
So
Kelly was that girl. Like even though
she had
Kelly
hits. She
she
had
had main character energy because her vocals were to the roof, point blank period.
yeah. That's
I'm
And
just glad
probably
she's
she
getting
was
her
confident.
flowers because she always had the best parts in the song.
Yeah,
what's funny. What's funny that you mentioned that because like if you ever heard her singles like Motivation and Kisses
mhm.
Down Low, she had bangers. There was never like and they like was on radio frequently.
Yeah, I just felt like she had zero confidence on the fact that she was that girl.
Yeah,
It's like she allowed Beyonce to take main energy or main character when Kelly was definitely main character. Like she
have
just,
you
I don't know.
have you heard that interview between Wendy Williams and when Destiny's Child, and she was like Wendy Williams was calling her Beyonce and her backup singers.
I
Now,
did hear
now
that,
I
Beyonce,
hope
and
Wendy
I
didn't
and I
eat that.
also know that she was dragged for that too.
yeah,
Hmm.
Wendy was dragged for that, but and Beyonce was the only one that really spoke up. So, and I think a lot of people knew that Beyonce was going to go solo, and as because she did sing lead, the camera was on her the most. So and then I know a lot of people's going to throw colorism in there too. I'm trying not to bring up colorism, but even the father, even Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, said Kelly Rowland would get more recognition if she was dark skinned. So
No, I don't think. I don't think it was because she was dark skinned. I think Kelly just was not confident. It's not until recently we seen the different Kelly until like that Tyler Perry movie that she was just in. And I think she was supposed to be hosting something and they tried to like give her like this preparation room or something like that. And she was like, hell no, you're not doing that. First of all, if J Lo got this little mansion back here, y'all not about to put me in a little trailer. And I was like, okay, look at Kelly. Finally, or like I think somebody wanted her to like talk about Beyonce. She says, this is my interview. Like, we're not talking about that. And I'm like, finally Kelly is realizing that she is main character. Okay, I see Kelly Rowland finally growing up. Um, because the girl been on TV, she has been doing her thing for years. Her and Beyonce started together literally from kids. So I'm like, Kelly I guess she allowed the media to make her a backup, but Kelly was never backup.
you
To
know,
black the black community, we all used to feel like Kelly could sing better than Beyonce.
you know who Kelly Rowland is right now, and Father, you're gonna love this. Kelly Rowland is Trick Williams.
Oh my god,
Trick
it's
Williams.
Williams.
my time now.
It's my time now. Check for context, the it's a wrestling thing. Um,
Mm.
Carmelo Hayes was like he was him. Let's just say that he was him, and Trick Williams was like his sidekick or like his right
Mhm.
hand man for long. And then everybody just started like chanting for Trick Williams and all that other stuff to where it was like he's now NXT champion, and he's kind of like running things. So
That's Kelly right there for real. 'Cause,
Also,
boy,
shout out to
this
Sexy
the
Red
year
because she was there.
2024.
by the
Is
way,
it?
how was Sexy Red on NXT?
She honestly she fit right in.
Oh god,
I
I'm
don't
looking.
know.
You know,
I don't know if it's a good thing or if it's a low key diss. I don't know.
I mean, it's a good thing because wrestling
Um,
is about theatrics. So like, Sexy Red, she's just naturally charismatic. Feeling what I'm saying? Like, she's not shy. So like, the crowd ate it up. She looked like a natural.
Sadly, she do kind of like give me professional wrestler vibes.
Now we just need Megan Thee Stallion, and the Holy Trinity will be complete.
The Holy Trinity will be complete.
And I want her to come out to my time. You know what song I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. Any last words before we move on to our final topic?
Shit.
I know we just kind of like,
Yeah. Nigga, we've been talking about this forever. Like, it's not a new conversation.
yeah.
Bro, you want to know what? My final words is: Black people, we recycle fucking talking points too much. Niggas will be sitting there talking about, is that okay to go 50-50 on a date? Wait 2 weeks and then ask again. Like, nigga, we just had this fucking conversation. Yeah, but my man, I'm like, bro, no. I'm
Oh,
not.
trust me,
you
father.
haven't recycled the table talk yet. What you bring to the table?
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sure you
late.
haven't recycled that one yet.
Oh, it's gonna happen. Yeah, they're gonna just repackage it. Instead of the table, it's gonna be a house, and it's just like,
They're gonna call it house party.
yeah, it's the foundation of the, in order to build a house, you got to have a solid foundation. Are you coming with a solid foundation? Yeah, shit
Well,
like
I
that.
hope the year of 2024 on Cat Williams here, the treat sauce set free. We do not bring up the table, the house, the foundation,
The tree in the hole, and the hole in the
the
ground, and the green grass grows
There's a
none of
around it.
hole
that.
in the
Like
bottom of
it
the
is
sea.
no more of that of the year 2024. They could do it again. They might bring it back in 2025, but this year's the year of truth. The truth shall set you free, and we don't need no more of these simple talk.
This is bad.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. By the way, Father, that was going to be on my things to leave behind 2024. 50-50, the table, and any 20v1s,
Oh yeah, you can do that. That definitely need
20v1s,
those
the
be
balloon
one.
game, and
Yeah.
uh,
Bum behaviors. We can leave that in the year 2024.
yeah.
For like giving niggas sloppy toppy in bathrooms. We could leave that the year 2024.
I was just about to say that, B. I was literally about to say, and this one was dedicated to B. Women stop giving sloppy toppy to upstart birds.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like bum behavior. Nigga had one song. Like he's dying off right now as we speak. Like I barely see him on popping up on social media. Like on like blog sites anymore. He's dying.
Do you ever tell a bitch I got you? I hate to be. Side note: I hate to be a one-hit wonder in this era because your shit would be like popular for like a week, maybe
That's
2 weeks
true.
if it's on TikTok, and then it would just die. One-hit wonders back then, like they stood the test of time, but god damn,
Yeah, but
We
they
still playing
songs
Baby Got Back.
exactly.
I'm still
Someone
playing
hit
Return to
wonder
the Back.
music is still paying their bills. Like these one hit wonders in this TikTok era. First of all, half of them don't even know how to invest their money.
Half of them, I don't even know who they are. That's-
So they make a little pretty bag and then go broke, and then that's it.
I still don't know who sing. I won't tell nobody if I put up in that. And then with
Isn't
the
that Coil Ray?
She was featured on that song,
Um,
but it was some nigga. But she had her own version of that song though. But
I don't know. Child,
you like
it's so
when
many
I think
one
she
hit wonders. I can't even tell you, to be honest. It's so many of them. It's like an abundance of one hit wonders at this point. TikTok really had them up there. Some of them
that's
quit their
exactly
jobs.
which is exactly what I'm saying. It's like, goddamn, I would hate to be a one hit wonder in this era because I don't even know your name.
Well, I would hate to be an influence in this era too, because well, right now they going outside. Some of them TikTok literally, had them believing it was possible. And now that TikTok is dying off or, soon to be deceased, their Instagram ain't up and their YouTube not up. So they like struggling buddies. They might need to go back to the job market or be on a bunch of 20v1s
Okay.
or
Um,
or get on Zeus Network. Zeus behind some love show. Lord knows Zeus always up in the love show.
okay. On to our last topic, and this is more or less of a do you care? Um, Candace Owens was trying to uh, have a call out ban for pornography. It was like, do y'all care about it? Cardi B was defending porn after that. Do y'all care about that?
What did Cardi B say?
Uh, oh my God, why y'all so against porn? Is it that bad for y'all? I enjoy it, but I don't know. I guess it's like a 6 time a year thing. I personally don't feel no connection or addiction to it. It's just a little quick 1-2, nothing like real intimacy. And it's like how it actually should teach men how to please a woman. That's what she said.
Okay, so here's how I feel about it, right? Even if you did ban porn, it wouldn't fix the problem because
Thank
niggas
you.
would just get it underground.
Thank you.
Also, you would probably be a spike in fucking sexual assaults and shit like that. And the reason why I'm saying it is like that is because porn caters to a very, very, very wide audience. You feel what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, they was even talking about most of the internet is porn. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you can ban it, but you cannot get rid of it. You will never get fucking rid of it. Human beings are too freaky. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if you do ban porn, you can't stop somebody from turning on a camera and making their own porn. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the entire point. You know, I think what Candace Owens is trying to bring to attention is the addictive side of it and also the moral side of it, because sex is still unfortunately very taboo for a lot of people to talk about without cringing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ben Shapiro. You really admitted that your wife don't have a wet pussy. That's crazy. Um, he will forever hold that L to me. That is your wife, sir. So it's like, bruh, I get to a point sometimes where it's just like the shit that people say is bad for us is readily available to us. Doctors and nutritionists say that we shouldn't eat fast food when them bitches are everywhere. So do we really value the opinions of doctors, or do we just want to make money? You know what I'm saying? And porn is a $1 billion industry, and it's it's going to always be $1 billion industry. You feel what I'm saying? Because as long as people are horny, there's going to be a market for porn. You can't get rid of it. You can never get fucking rid of it. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to bring to attention, how it could harm somebody, then just do that. And if you want to have a wider conversation about how healthy sexuality can be, we can also have that conversation. But she's a conservative. So, the very first thing that she's going to do is she's going to scapegoat, because that's what they do. Conservatives make a scapegoat out of everything. It's this thing's fault. It's that thing's fault. My child can't get a job because fucking DEI. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their fucking solution to everything. Just make it the scapegoat. So it's like I understand what you're saying, but that is not gonna fix the problem. As a matter of fact, it's gonna make it worse.
What exactly is Candace trying to ban when she says banning porn?
She
Like the
says,
porn
she
sites
says
or
ban.
like porn on TV? Like I'm so confused.
She says ban pornography. Ban pornography. It is a psychological weapon intended to weaken our men.
Yeah, pornography. That's too broad. It's like it's banning where? Because I think they've already like Pornhub and like all these other websites. I think they already have put some restrictions and stuff so people don't just be able to like freely watch them and stuff like that. I understand there's way more. Um, Back then, you wasn't like, yeah, you'll see a kiss on the scene, or you might see like a sex scene, but the sex scene would be like it'll be like a little fade in and out sex scene, where it's like little moments, but it wasn't given very much like pornography. Um, but I just don't understand. Like when you say ban, that's just too broad. Like, what are you banning? Because they already have labels for if something has more, like if it has like kissing scenes or like extreme like raunchiness, there's like the PGs, the rated Rs, and the Gs and stuff like that. So it's like, what more are you asking for? Because you can put a block on your computer, your stuff, for any porn sites to keep your kids or whatever from going to it. Um, you can choose to not have shows or movies that are very sexually, you know, that I'm confused as to what is she asking for more of? Like, what more do you want?
It's porn's fault.
I
Yeah,
just want to
it's,
know what she meant by weakening our men. It's like how? Is it
but
like
she's also asking the government to have more control over what we do. It's like how can you say you don't want the government to have so much control, but then you're asking them to gain more control? Make it make sense.
the government watches porn?
I mean, but they always do that. Like, yo, they do the same shit when it come to guns. If you notice,
Exactly. Like I don't think porn is the problem. I don't think porn is weakening our men.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just like it seems like a reach. Now I can understand if you don't like porn, you don't have to like porn, but that is like. But I wish she gave us a reason. It's just like
Mm.
all she said is just it's weakening our men. It's just like so. What the hell do you mean by that?
The
Now
lack of education is weakening our men. The lack of control is weakening our men. The lack of females, buckling down these open vaginas is weakening our men. Um, but I don't think porn is truly the men's problem.
I just
There's
don't think
there's live actions that's definitely a problem. Porn is definitely television. That's definitely not weakening them because they're gonna masturbate without it. They're
also,
gonna back off without it. They don't
oh,
need the porn to help.
I just want to say real quick, bruh, if you ban porn, the first people that are gonna revolt are the women, because a lot of people will be out of a job.
Oh yeah, those sex workers gonna be
Well,
angry.
nigga, women are not going to like that at all. You're gonna be taking a lot of food out of people's mouths.
And dicks.
Funny as shit.
But I don't know. I've always said
Like,
me personally, I've always said porn is stupid because look, I understand anything you watch too much is an addiction. So I already understand that, but it's just like if you ever just sat there and just watched porn, you realize like the situations motherfuckers get in, and I'm talking about the stories part. Because it's not even fucking the story part. It is absolutely stupid. Like, uh, like oh no, I'm stuck in the washing machine, and then motherfuckers just instead of just trying to pull them out, you pull your panties down and then you just fuck them doggy style. It's just like that's not going to get her out the washing machine. And then what's the other one? The nigga lamp. The nick. Oh my god,
Yo, you love the nigga lamp, right?
the
You always
nigga
bring
lamp
it up.
is funny. I say yo, dude.
Just a nigga with his
It's just
dick
a,
out.
but I mean, it also is just like I understand people's just like they used to throw this out because it's just like it shows you expectations and some shit like that of the women and some shit like that. But as a person that watched ghetto porn, it was like I've seen like every girl I've seen that was in ghetto porn I've never seen in real life because you're like someone looks like them or something like that. So now I
It
can
was
understand
definitely realistic.
it's definitely it's like ain't nothing realistic to ghetto porn. Hell, it's just like most of the time they don't even do stories. It's just like they're in a hotel room, they meet each other, and then they just go to smack. It's
Nah,
like
I literally, bruh, it'd be funny as shit because like they'll be in a hotel room. It'll be an obvious hotel room, and then like the girl be wearing like some either like a schoolgirl outfit, and it'll be like super slutty, and then she'll be acting all innocent and shit like that. And the nigga all of us is like, yeah, but I think you should show my dick though. She like, okay. I'm like, bruh.
yeah, it's just like it's stupid the way people don't get into shit. It's just,
yeah, I think she's also failing to realize that by canceling porn, that means the same way when people during the vaccine period, a lot of people couldn't go into work. Guess what happened? We had to reinvent ourselves. We had to figure out new methods. So then that's where the work from home became more abundant. Even though work from home already existed, but now all of a sudden more people knew about it, and more people now rather just work from home. But back then, a lot of people didn't know work from home unless you knew about it or somebody a friend or family knew about like had worked from home before and they know about it, so then they let you know, oh, this company's applying and stuff like that. So once you realize, okay, yeah, you can cancel porn, but that doesn't mean whorehouse is gonna get canceled. That doesn't mean uh these like live like people can create a porn like theater where that you can watch like people having orgies or something and like like there's gonna be different methods that's gonna go past what these porn videos doing. Because now at this point, people can like you physically have to show up. So that means you can now pay and charge somebody at the door. So the business is gonna boom even bigger. So it's like you trying to cancel one thing, people gonna figure out new methods, and the new methods gonna be worse than the old methods.
It always is.
Because like, look at these people. All these companies not complaining. They upset. They want people to come back to work, come back into these offices, and people like, hell no. Now people don't want to work no more. They tired. They're not about to be stressed out at these jobs. They leaving these jobs,
yeah, but
and
they
they like,
suck. Their OnlyFans suck though. I done seen a lot of trash OnlyFans. I don't pay for them. There was like an OnlyFans link, and it's just like a lot of I kind of like surfed through a couple of them, Some of
But
y'all,
back then, it was just they would submit their stuff to Pornhub, make a little change, a little penny. Now they're making millions on OnlyFans. Some of them, all of a sudden, they foot models on OnlyFans, or they
Shout
like,
out to my
I
foot
don't know what
models,
they
my
do.
babies.
Some of them having they're like booking their own things. So like people like they'll do their own fans and they'll send it over to Pornhub and stuff. So like now they triple paid and stuff. Some people went from just all you had to do was you had to like join a company to become a porn star. Now they can be a porn star without joining. So it's like okay, counseling one thing you gonna fail to realize somebody gonna figure out a new method, and the new method you gonna find is gonna be even worse than the old one. So just let people be at this point. Focus on you and her two kids, and I think she got two girls. I don't know, girl and boy. I don't know. I just know she got two kids, and she just better make sure none of them become porn stars.
all right. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Uh, yeah, banning porn is not gonna fix the issue.
Hmm.
If they do
Period.
ban porn, I'm just downloading Fatty Girl 6 by Justice Slayer. All right, no. I already have a go-to porn. Also, and I'm gonna say
Some
this:
people just did Girls Gone Wild.
no, Fatty Girl 6 by Justice.
That was the original OG.
Oh yeah, Girls Gone Wild was exactly what it was. Exactly.
Like you
You,
had to buy the VHS that came on the late night.
Yeah, but then they came to find out that a lot of that shit, the girls were underage, and a lot of them couldn't consent.
Mm,
yeah,
Unfortunately,
that dude should be
mm.
rotting in prison.
now they made a ton of money with that shit too.
They did.
Well,
He actually. I don't know if he
well,
really bought his own
he
island
ended
with
up
the
going
clip.
to prison for it.
Ding 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 ding. I remember them commercials like it was yesterday too. Ding 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 ding. Ding.
Them commercials was on rerun at night. They was on 24/7 at night. In
Yeah.
the middle of the night, and I was not playing with them. Them white girls was out there living their best life.
But if you
Them
notice,
white
there
Yeah.
was never really a
but
stigma
they always
behind it.
said them black girls was crazy and wild, but girl gone wild said otherwise. They said, hell no, them white girls be living it.
Hey man, if they do Girls Gone Wild, you know what I'm saying? They can still have a future. But if you a black girl and you a stripper, that's it. You better
Ski.
be a rapper or a baby mama or something.
Ski. Okay. We are going to get into our final thoughts, and I am going to start with you, Material Life.
I don't really have anything. Memorial weekend. I mean, yeah, Memorial weekend just happened. Uh, yeah, there's nothing.
All right,
Time is
final.
moving. We passing May soon. Ready for June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and the year's over. Thank God.
Okay. Fathers on you.
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have anything either. Just make sure you pray. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual realm is real. Um,
Hmm.
I do also want to say that, like, hey, yo, like Ray, you said earlier that you're really trying to make this YouTube thing a full time thing, and you already know I got your back. So uh, I'm always there with the assist whenever you press that L1 button. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Appreciate it.
What's the
yeah,
L?
just
What does
fuck.
that
I
mean?
mean, also I was accepted into two mentorship programs, so I'm gonna be like a mentor and shit. So I'm kind of looking
Oh,
forward to that. You know,
congratulations, father.
mentor the youth, cause nigga, these niggas ain't gonna do it, so I'll do it.
Ain't you a game coder, father?
Say it again.
Ain't you a game coder or like a
Yeah,
person who creates games?
Yeah, I taught kids how to code for like 3 years. They even had me out at conventions doing that shit. Ray will tell you.
Yeah, and like people was to come to them with all the questions and all that other stuff. It was pretty dope watching them work. It was like, yo, this is dope.
Do you still do game coding?
Nah,
Or-
I don't game code anymore. I just rant about video games I don't like.
Wait, you got a YouTube channel too?
I mean, I have like a few videos, but I haven't really done anything like big with it because I spent all of my energy job hunting. But I'm starting to regret that decision.
Why are you creating job hunt? Well, why you could just make YouTube videos teaching people how to create simple, simple
They
games
don't pay
or
the
simple
bills,
stuff.
unfortunately.
Um,
Meaningful work just doesn't pay.
mm,
It's kind of like because anything with children, they always underpay. Unfortunately,
so that's why you gotta start doing these private tutorings. Overcharge. I mean, don't overcharge, but overcharge.
we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Or Fiverr. They definitely eating people up over there.
That's your final thought.
Yeah,
Okay. First off, shout out to our boy Isaiah. Got his master's degree. Um,
Mhm.
happy for that boy Isaiah. Uh, he looked real happy in his graduation pic. So that was real dope to see one of our people that we went to AI with still continue to flourish and like get his bachelor's degree. So shout out to that boy Isaiah. Um, also, this goes out to Vivica A. Fox. I saw you recently, and I seeing that you talk about how you need a man for something. You're 60 years old and still looking for a man. I just want you to. I need you to please give it up and go retire to fuck somewhere else, or as Kevin Samuels would say, buy a dog, die alone. Um, when I tell you was one of my favorites, you're one of my favorites. But seeing you go out like this is just terrible. It's just terrible for me and my eyes because I want to just take you out like Old Yeller, just Old Yeller style. It's just like,
Right.
look. I understand
Did
Hollywood
you
is a
did you
interesting.
physically see Vivica, or like you see her recent interviews where she said that?
I seen a recent interviews. Hold up. Uh,
That's crazy. But
I
she's in
guess.
love with 50 Cent, so it's
I mean, look, she looks good for 60. I guess, but you can tell that she has gotten surgery. Let's just say that. Uh, like she doesn't have plastic surgery, and it looks like she's just trying to hold it together. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna here we go. I'm gonna just show you just this is just a picture of her in recent because I don't know if you've seen it before, but she was talking about she was looking for a husband. She's taking applications and something like that. It's just like just
Vivica's
look at
so
her.
funny.
Uh,
Are you dating?
Yeah.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
Well, if Vivica A. Fox checked out her Twitter app last night, she would have been surprised to see that she was trending. For some reason, a couple of Twitter accounts, like self-described media and news company Black Millionaires and My Mixtapes, whose byline is culture since 2011. Okay. Well, on Memorial Day, which is usually a slow news day, so I guess, yeah, they're bored. They tweeted about Vivica's interview on Today with Hoda and Jenna from over a month ago, April 25th.
And I'm taking applications.
Oh,
so if you got a friend.
Okay,
I'm good. We'll be all. And I don't discriminate. He can be. I'm not against different nationalities. You know that too.
Yeah, them tweeting that Vivica is openly looking for love as she approaches her 60th birthday.
Yeah. Says she's finally looking for a husband and is taking boyfriend applications. I'm not getting on the app. He must be fun, loves to travel, not intimidated by who I am, and lets me spend my money going shopping and open the offers. um,
Oh,
I feel sad. To me, I feel like this is her going out sad. Um,
well, she been going outside her whole life. So, like when you really look back at it, like for the longest, Vivica used to be like that girl.
yes, I was just about to
Um,
say that.
but
Now
when
she's the
you look
old
at
bitch in the
like
club.
all, yeah, like when you look at the caliber of men that she has been with, or like she's been around, or and no offense to like what Kevin Samuel used to say, like these girls once you get up that age, you know, they're not looking for you. And so now she feel like, dang, like people looking for her. But the caliber of men that she wants, or let's be honest, like when you look at social media and see how these city girls are winning right now, all these girls being flown out. I mean, regular, basic females who ain't got nothing to their name. Um, non-celebrity girls, like living these good luxury lives. And then you're like now in your 60s and you're still working hard. Um, you don't have the luxury of just relaxing and not doing nothing because you have to still work. So I can see it might be a little sense of jealousy. Because these girls is young and they're not working hard. A lot of these flown out girls, these influencers are young and not working hard. Where Vivica, when she was in her 20s, 30s, she was still working extremely hard as an actress.
Yeah, no,
And so she missed her prime period because she got with 50 in her 40s, right?
something like that. Yeah,
Um, and
maybe late 30s. It might have been the late 30s.
but like now, Vivica's getting a little hefty. Her face is rounding out. She's working extremely hard still. Um, and we haven't seen her dating anybody other than the 50 Cent situation. And she makes it clear that if at any point he wanted her back, she's ready. Um, so it's like life is lifing on her, and she's ready to be living this soft girl era because social media is showing you things that you're like, man, I wish this was me. I wish this was that. And it's like, and now you're looking at yourself and you're like, man, I'm so old now. Um, I'm tired. I'm still working. I'm ready. Like, and she's looking at these other two ladies right here because she know they probably have white men that have abundance of money. Because let's be honest, the ladies that were interviewing her, they look like they pick up different caliber men versus what Vivica picks up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not even try to pretend. Even the one that's like half black or whatever she is, she might be Hispanic. I don't know. Um, she still looks like she picks up different caliber men because she gives off white girl energy. You know what I mean? The
Right.
white girl gives off white girl energy, but whatever that other girl is, that whatever race she is, she definitely gives off. She picks up a different caliber of men. And Vivica gives off, like when you look at Vivica, she gives off that she would pick up like a 50 Cent caliber man, an all black men. Right, a little. a nigga, a little hood nigga. Like Vivica don't give off, or she doesn't give you that look where you feel like, oh, you could take like, she gets clean and she gets nice and everything, but you can't. She doesn't give off that look where you can take her to like, like corporate functions. She gives off like that, that type of girl.
Right. I
Because
just need her to hang it up. Just hang it up. I don't. I don't want to go full Kevin Samuels. It's just like
it sucks though to see Vivica still being so desperate.
yeah.
At the big age that she is, and the fact that you gotta remember it's Vivica. To us, Vivica is Vivica. Vivica and Taraji is like the same caliber of people to us. It's like, and Taraji been single for so long, and she's definitely not giving desperate. But to see Vivica being so desperate, it's just like, girl, you're Vivica A. Fox. Remember that. That's how we feel about Keisha Cole when she keep dating these young men and be looking desperate because they keep on doing the same thing over and over. It's like, you're Keisha Cole. Girl, remember who you are. But
I hate seeing
Vivica is desperate though.
I hate seeing our R&B singers and our black actresses go out like this. I wish all of them could at least go out the way Ashanti is with Nelly. Is his pregnant and then about to be married, I guess, or
Yeah,
engaged.
Ashanti spin the block though. Vivica
Nelly,
is desperate
Nelly,
though.
for Nelly's case, he knew he shouldn't have let Ashanti go in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
So
50
I'm
Cent
glad he
ain't
did.
spinning the block.
Huh?
50 Cent ain't spinning the block, and Vivica is desperate because at this point in time, her big age, she is ready to.
Who gonna spin the block with Vivica? Because I know it ain't gonna be 50.
Yeah, that's what I said. 50 ain't spinning the block, so it's impossible for her to get the Ashanti thing. Um,
Oh, she's not getting
and,
that Ashanti treatment. Not
yeah, and
60.
she wants a man so she can relax now. So she is desperate. Um,
Uh, oh, the way she was looking at I think it all raises. I think it was like, oh, you must have hit that wall pretty hard. You realize I ain't got that much time left. But I don't know. This is when I look at her, you know who I think of? Lori Harvey. I feel like this is Lori Harvey's future. And
I don't think so.
you don't think so?
I don't think I don't think Vivica A. Fox and Lori Harvey would ever have the same future. Because then that would mean that Vivica A. Like for me, I feel like Lori Harvey, Kim Kardashian, uh, what's her name? The one that Carmelo Anthony used to, Lala
Nah.
Anthony, Marilyn Monroe, uh, what's the one? Anna Nicole Smith. To me, I feel like those girls all have the same type of future. You know what I mean? Like when you look at their aesthetic, they give the same aesthetic. Vivica definitely gives off Taraji, like she gives off those girls from her era. She definitely gives off those girls from her Taraji's, the Angela Bassett's, the Waiting to Exhale, the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of them is still single because they work so hard. Like
But all I know is that she knows that she's going to be the breadwinner of their relationship.
she don't want to. That's why she
She has no.
begging.
What other choice does she has?
That's why she begging.
Okay, no, what other choice does she have? That's,
That's why she begging now, and it's so sad because
she gonna be somebody's super sugar mama. Just want you to know that she's gonna be somebody's sugar mama, and that's the last thing we're gonna see. And on that note, I would like to thank the panel for jumping on the the podcast as usual. And I would like to thank all of y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What, Let Me Just Say podcast, and we are signing off. Peace.